Right, it's time for the talking to stop now. The biggest game of the season when Rangers can make it 8 in a row, where Aberdeen could blow the championship race wide open. Match commentator Jerry McNee.
Walter Smith, on the day he can equal Bill Struth's record of 5 straight championships in his own right as manager, has summed it up. Our most crucial match of the season. Rangers going, of course, as well for 8 in a row, and Smith, of course, has been involved in all of them. A tremendous atmosphere has built up here at Ibrox, a full house, of course, 47,000 people expected in the stadium. Many of them here, as you can see, to enjoy themselves. Lovely sunny day. So let's have another look at the teams. Rangers, first of all, as expected, they field the experienced lineup, which did such a solid job at Motherwell last week. Trevor Stephen will again fill the right area with Jury ahead of him, supporting Anderson. Ali McCoist is on the bench if required. And a look at Aberdeen. Well, the Dons make a couple of changes from the team which drew with Hearts last week at Pittodrie. Gary Smith and Billy Dodds come back at the expense of Woodthorpe and Shearer. Alongside me, once again this afternoon, is Charlie Nicholas.
Yes, good afternoon, Jerry. Good afternoon, everyone. Must admit, the conditions are perfect for a game like today. Pitch is in excellent condition, and I think there's the majority of this ground's ready to party, Jerry.
Quite remarkable, Charlie, all these months on, just a point separating Rangers and Celtic at kick-off.
Yes, it's been a sensational season, with Celtic doing us a lot of favours in terms of at least pushing Rangers all the way in the title this season. We've seen some tremendous football also from Celtic and Rangers, but every time it comes to the crunch games, Rangers never disappoint anyone. They always seem to get the results.
And of course Rangers do have 9 goals to their credit as well over Celtic.
Yeah, they do. I think every time. I mean, Celtic look back with disappointment possibly after this match today. But Rangers have done it whenever called upon. They've scored more goals. They've been quite ruthless in some of the games this season. But also when you have players like Gascoigne and Laudrup who can entertain, you know, you've got a very strong team there.
I mean, you just said there that they've shown this great desire, and it was very much in evidence last week in a match at Motherwell where people thought Rangers would drop points.
I think that was the one that we all had question marks against. You felt that maybe if they were going to slip up, it would be Motherwell. But they just gone with it. They got an early goal from Stuart McCall, and suddenly they never looked back. They just went on and wrapped the game up and never looked in any danger. And I would expect they'll be looking for the same thing today, an early goal to calm them down.
Well, we can see the Rangers players lining up in the tunnel. And really, you know, the Rangers side is strong now as it's perhaps been all season.
Yeah, I would think Mark Catley, I would agree with Mark. I think this is probably their strongest team. The only debate would maybe be McCoist and Anderson. But Anderson is on a high, 6 goals in 4 games. He's confident, so Rangers looking strong.
So they're moving forward now, and just listen to this. So a tremendous welcome for Rangers. Aberdeen coming out in front of their very small support. It's a ticker-tape welcome for Rangers, led out by Richard Gough, who's chasing his 8th consecutive championship medal. What a tremendous record. So it's going to be a big afternoon for the referee and linesman. The man in charge this afternoon is Les Mottram from 4th and Lanarkshire, and he's Scotland's representative at Euro 96, along with today's linesman Bobby Orr from Kilbarchan and John Fleming from Glasgow. And the 4th official is Hugh Dallas from Motherwell, who's the cup final referee. Well, this is Les Mottram's 10th Premier League game of the season. And for a highly experienced official, you'd like to see him handling more of these matches. 4 of them, incidentally, have involved Rangers, including their 1-0 win at Pittodrie last October. Well, the great controversy goes on, Charlie, that a lot of people believe that the top referees should handle the top matches.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Playing in the 2nd division, you're only too aware when the top names come down and referee the games. You wonder who's going to be doing the top games on that weekend. But Les is a man who won't be messed about. If you give him any nonsense early doors, he won't hesitate in giving you the yellow card. And he thinks if he gets a grip of the game early on, it calms itself down.
Well, he certainly hasn't had to use a red card in his Premier Division matches this season, although he has booked Paul Gascoigne. And Gascoigne, of course, will be trying very hard today to stay out of any trouble, because, as we heard earlier, one booking puts him out of the Scottish Cup final. But this is a bigger match than anything else. Of that, there is no doubt. And there's no doubt that Aberdeen's recent away record has been poor. The last win coming at Tynecastle way back in February 10th. So they've got a lot to do here today in front of an intimidating audience. And no doubt the survivors from 1991 will remember what they had to go through that day. One of them, goalkeeper Michael Watt. Walter Smith has been asking all week for the Rangers support to get right behind the team and recreate the atmosphere of that day 5 years ago when Rangers won by 2-0. 2 goals by our studio guest, Mark Paisley. But Aberdeen certainly won't want a repeat of the humiliation they suffered at Celtic Park a few weeks ago when they lost by 5-0. Now, I spoke to some of the Rangers players yesterday and to Walter Smith this morning, and there's no doubt about it, the nerves are there, as you would expect, but they are fully focused. They know the importance of this afternoon. Celtic have chased them so hard, and yet Rangers have responded to every challenge. And in fact, the games at Pittodrie, they had to go there and battle very hard, and they won both of them by the narrowest of margins, 1-0. And the 6 points they picked up there have helped put them in this position today. Their destiny lies in their own hands. Here's John Brown looking for Anderson. Well, Anderson's made a terrific contribution. 6 goals in 6 games since arriving from Aalborg. And it's John Brown. Albert tries to get the touch there. Here comes Robertson. This is McKimmie. He'll be hugely influential. In fact, remember Aberdeen losing him, injured in one of the matches against Rangers, and the Dons' defence really struggled thereafter. And here's Gordon Dury, who was in splendid form last week at Fir Park and is really pushing for a place in the Scotland squad, and he wins the corner kick.
Yeah, good play from Trevor Stephen, using his experience here. A nice pass to Dury, and now starting to put the pressure on Aberdeen.
And Goff and McLaren push into the Aberdeen area. Balls for Stuart McCall, who struck early last week. Here's Robertson giving cover across the back 4 area as the Rangers push players forward. And Windus quickly challenged, but that ball goes behind for the goal kick. You could see the determination of Stuart McCall as Windus picked up the ball. McCall was right onto him, challenging.
Yeah, they won't give Aberdeen a minute the ball if they possibly can. They'll try and harass them and try and get this early goal in the first 20-25 minutes to calm them down. And I think if they can get that first goal, they'll probably take and start to dominate the game from there. Also important for Aberdeen to try and go on the ball as much as they can.
The referee's unhappy about something. And he's calling over Scott Booth.
That's the early lecture I was warning you about before kick-off.
Here's Gascoigne. It's Robertson. Anderson. This is dodge now for Aberdeen, but again, Stuart McCall is in there. And it's Trevor Stephen. McLaren gets a touch to Laudrup. Trevor Stephen is wide right. And Laudrup tried to pick him out there. Gary Smith. Getting away from Laudrup, persistent play by Gary Smith. He only has Dodds in the middle. He's perhaps just run that too far ahead. And the sliding challenge goes in any case.
Great run from Gary Smith. I think he's mainly put in the left back position, Jerry. They combat the Trevor Stephen and Brian Laudrup situation for defensive reasons mainly. But he burst out, great run there.
Of course, Jury will push down that flank as well, whenever possible. So he's going to have a lot of work on his hands, but looking forward quite effectively there. This is Laudrup, showing good pace and control. But, only Anderson was ahead of him. So the midfield is tightly packed at the moment. And this is Windus for Aberdeen. Played through by Bernard. It's Windus again. Header from Booth. This is Rowson. Now it's McKinney. Well, Booth, who is so good at making these runs, gets into the wide areas. And he gets in the cross, but in the end, there's no one there to take advantage, and it's an easy one for Andy Gorham.
I think they also for Booth. I think the two Aberdeen players, I think who'll try and influence this game are Windass and Booth. Booth to try and prove his fitness for their championships, and Windass, who's done well since he's came to Aberdeen. But I think in the big games, like the Celtic Rangers games, he's been a little disappointed.
Well, McKimmie there, almost caught by Bo Anderson. This is Rowson. Booth flattered there by Richard Gough. That's a free kick, and Richard Gough will have to be careful because apart from Gascoigne, Gough was also on the verge of missing the cup final. But as we said earlier, this is such a huge match for Rangers. It's a Rangers ball. And, Scott Booth didn't look too happy about the decision. Robertson, who fires it forwards, looking for Laudrup, but it's headed away by Ingles. This is Windus. Rowson. Caught there by Robertson, that's Gascoigne. And he gets a free kick. Gascoigne showing great confidence deep inside his own half, challenged there illegally by Dean Windus.
He just wants the ball, Gascoigne. He'll take it in any area. He never ever hides from it. He always makes an angle, even in the deepest and the tightest of spaces. He just wants on the ball all the time.
This is Gough. Long one for Jury to chase. Edwin who goes across to provide the cover. This is Jury. And the corner kick. So once again, Gordon Jury gets Rangers a corner in these early stages. Just coming up for 8 minutes of the match. There's Trevor Stephen. Well, he got in across with his left last week to tee up one of the goals. This is McCall. It's a return from Gough. Gascoigne. Laudrup's wide. Still it's Gascoigne. Through for Anderson. It's a good ball. Drives it through, it takes a deflection. McCall battling again. It's away by McKinney. This is Booth. Booth did well there under pressure. Touch from Windus. Through now for Dodds. Aberdeen are getting players forwards here. Booth's on the right-hand side. Rowson's through the middle. Windus is arriving as well. The shot goes in there from Billy Dodds. And not a bad effort. But Aberdeen getting players forward there in some numbers. In the end, Dodds decided to have a blast himself. Just a warning for Rangers. They're not going to get it all their own way. And that brought Roy Aitken out onto the track side.
It's good play from Windass initially. He's involved again. He started the game quite promisingly for him. Sweeping it out to the left, and suddenly Aberdeen had numbers going forward. Good break.
Stands here absolutely packed, and hundreds of people outside, hoping against hope for tickets. Well, certainly Aberdeen have made a better start to this game than they did to the one against Celtic at Parkhead, where they were caught after just a couple of minutes by a Simon Donnelly header. And of course, the longer it takes Rangers to break them down, the more the pressure will build on the home side. And we've just got to hope that the crowd will show the necessary patience. And here's a man who never misses the big parties, John Brown. He takes a return from Laudrup. It's Goff. Brown puts it through, looking for Robertson. He's away again. And the challenge goes in. It's a corner kick. It was Brian Irvine who came across. But again, great pace from David Robertson. It's not to 60, isn't it? In a few seconds. Speeding forward on that left-hand side. And that gets the crowd going again. And once again, McLaren is there with Goff. Anderson is practically on the goal line. It's played shot by Gascoigne to McCall. Well, Trevor Stephen had found himself a bit of space to McCall's right and was looking for the ball. Touched from Goff. Now it's McCall. Getting away from Dodds and Windus. This is Anderson. Trevor Stevens on the right-hand side. That goes out, and it's a Rangers ball, indicates the referee. Once again, Goff moves forward, and it's the long one from Jury. Goff's up there. McCall gets a touch. On by Gascoigne, and Irvine intercepts. Now it's Glass, getting away from Jury. Move for Dodds, he controls it well in a tight situation. The play by Stephen Glass. That's Bernard. Stuart McKimmy's in space on the right-hand side of the field as it's played to Irvine. Here's Windus. McKimmy's still got a bit of space, but Robertson's coming to shut him down. In comes John Brown. And that's the way to do it on such occasions. No messing about.
They want to keep the pressure out of their own half. Aberdeen started very brightly, defending well, looking better organised than we've seen them at Celtic Park a few weeks ago. But also looking fairly confident in the ball. The tension is in the air with the Rangers supporters. They're wanting that goal, and Aberdeen giving nothing away so far.
Well, I think the reason that Walter Smith has stuck with John Brown these last few weeks is that apart from Petrich's injury, you just saw there that he stands in no ceremony. If there is a problem, get it away.
I think he also likes a party at the end of the day and all, Jerry. He always seems to be round about, doesn't he?
But it's certainly not a day for Petrich dwelling on the ball. There are enough frayed nerves out there in the pitch and all around the stadium. Here's Gascoigne. It's Trevor Stephen. Well, this is another player that comes back to the parties as well. And scored the championship winner at Tannadice a number of years ago. So much experience coming back into the side at exactly the right time. It's off to McLaren. And for Stephen. Laudrup starts a run. Glass goes with him. And turning, and it goes behind for the corner kick. Rangers forcing a few corners. And this opening spell. Just over 14 minutes gone, and still no scoring here at Ibrox Stadium. Once again, the Rangers skipper is forward, and once again he's joined by Alan McLaren. And they've managed 8 goals between them. And 2 defenders are always a threat at the set pieces, especially when this man's swinging the ball over. Goff goes in for it. Irvin's there, and both players take a knock as McCall tries the effort, but both Goff and Irvin will require some treatment. And they both went for the corner from Paul Gascoigne. Goff seems to be okay, but Irvin certainly seemed to take the brunt of it as they both climbed for the ball.
Well, it's so typical of these 2 defenders, isn't it? Goff determined to get there. Big Brian Irvin, as stubborn as ever. Defended really well in the first part of this match. Brian Irvin knows that Goff is coming in behind him, prepared to take the knock. Now you see it. To them, full-blooded, all the way.
So that's 15 minutes gone here. There's still no scoring, but sickening clash of heads there as the 2 defenders went for that corner kick, and of course the referee must stop the game, and the flow of blood must be stopped as well, otherwise the players will have to leave the field for further treatment.
It's mainly a flesh wound to these two. These 2 have had so many of these over their career. Every week they probably get these.
So Brian Irvin is having to leave the field. Off still receiving treatment. You can see how keen he is to get on with things. And doing a bit of do-it-yourself first aid. Aberdeen are going to be reduced to 10 men. Goff is calling for some bandaging as well. So the match about to restart with the goal kick. So Goff picks up his defensive station. Irvin is off, and Aberdeen will have to just reorganise for the moment. Chance now for Rangers to take advantage. That was Goff starting that off. Well, Michael Watts had just 9 shutouts this season, 6 of them coming at Pittodrie. He's almost a decade with the Dons now, and it's just recently he's managed to make himself number 1. Kick to the Dons. John Ingles has moved forward, and they got him. Looks on anxiously. McKimmie makes a run inside the box. It's away by Brown. Picked up by Jury. Gascoigne just drops that one there across towards Trevor Stephen. By McLaren across to David Robertson. That's McCall. Lloyd calls for it. Through now for Robertson. He's away again. Delivers the early cross, and it's Stephen Glass who whips it away, with Gordon Dury coming in on the far side. Well, again, the combination of Lloydrup and Robertson. The early cross from him. Dury was coming in, and Glass responded. It's yet another corner kick to Rangers. Gascoigne who strikes it. The goalkeeper commits himself. And really toiled at that one. Didn't look that difficult a ball for him. Some nerves there from him, and Rangers coming close again. Richard Goff claims that he was impeded. So Gascoigne sending the ball in, and the goalkeeper really making a bit of a meal of that. To watch the replay, Brian Irvin has come back onto the field. So Laudrup sent that one in there. Goff was coming in, so too was Anderson. And Goff felt that Rangers should have got something out of that. But it's Aberdeen now pushing forward. They're back to full strength. This is Rowson. McKimmie. It's blocked by Brown, and that's a corner to Aberdeen. Aitken letting his feelings felt. 19 and a half minutes gone now. Still no scoring here at Ibrox Stadium. Perhaps a chance for the Dons. And it's Goff who's here in the Irvine. And Aberdeen sensationally take the lead. Well, Brian Irvine, who had just come back onto the field, slams the ball beyond Andy Gorham. 19 minutes gone. The corner kick driven in. And Rangers will be unhappy about the loss of this one. Goff failed to get it away. Irvine drove it right through Andy Gorham.
Well, it's a great cross from Glass. He's teasing the defence. He gets the break of the ball, Irvine, but he's put it in the back of the net. He's had a great start to the match. Just coming back on after probably getting stitches in a headwind. Just gets power in his left foot. Andy Gorham can do nothing about it other than knock it over Trevor Stevens' head. Great start from Aberdeen. They've looked threatening at times without causing too much problem in front of the goal.
Well, that certainly wasn't in the script. But Aberdeen stung by the criticism after their match against Celtic at Parkhead, and have certainly come here to give Rangers a game of it. But here's Laudrup. Laudrup trying to find an opening. Again, Rangers have the corner, and they'll want to get right back into this as quickly as possible. Well, Goff will be unhappy that he failed to get that cross away. Here's Gascoigne now. Can he produce some magic? Still it's Gascoigne. Oh yes! A tremendous goal by Gascoigne! The perfect reply from Paul Gascoigne within 2 minutes. It's Rangers 1, Aberdeen 1. Laudrup it was who struck the corner kick. Just look at Gascoigne here. Past Dodge, past Windus, and past the goalkeeper. Fantastic play by Paul Gascoigne. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 1.
Well, you say before the game you look for big-time players to take a blow like going one down when the tension's on the air. It's absolute quality from Gascoigne. Big-time player. Excellent skill.